Hey guys, how's it going? It's FPS War Crimes again. I am doing a little Lost Sectors rating video today. It's going to be a new thing we're starting on the channel. So every day in Destiny 2, there's a new Lost Sector. You do it on Master difficulty to get good chances of dropping exotics. Today's was Felion's Rest, I believe is how you pronounce it. That could be horribly wrong. Just go ahead and let me know already. It's dropping helmets today. This is kind of one of the more difficult Lost Sectors just because of the modifiers as well as the champions. If they didn't add these modifiers, it would literally be like a 5 minute clear though. Like I accidentally loaded in on my Titan on Legend and I literally beat it in 5 minutes. Like it needs these modifiers to be like worth the exotic trip. Like they'd be too easy. So difficulty, rewards, RNG, fun, total, and tier. So it is a tier list. It's just going to be a building tier list as we go on. And then eventually, after pretty much we've done all of them, we're gonna at the very end develop a full tier list, and I will post that somewhere. Probably just like make it a big video about it. So these were recorded. The video you're seeing now was recorded live on Twitch.tv. My handle on Twitch is the same as my YouTube, FPS_War Crimes. So let's get right into it. All of these are on a scale of 1 to 5. So starting with difficulty, the champions today were Unstoppable and Overload. Those are definitely the hardest to deal with because you can't just throw a wish on under on and go brain dead. They're definitely the hardest to deal with whenever there's no barrier. So no wish ender today, unfortunately. Additionally, we had attrition today and stasis surge. So if you don't know what attrition is, it is the one that you have to kill ads to be able to get heals. Like you can't just like your regeneration's so slow, you have to kill stuff to get heals. And in this particular lost sector, it gets kind of tricky in the boss fight room because the majority of the ads spawn like way away from where you are coming into the room. So if you kill them instantly, you'll see in the gameplay footage, it kind of happens to me. I killed them too fast, so I didn't have any heals for the majority of the boss fight. So that did lead to me having some challenges and dying, as well as stasis surge. So it's taken. We're fighting taken in this lost sector, and Aphelions is taken, and with the stasis surge, the hobgoblins that are overload, they're already difficult to deal with enough because overload you're kind of locked into pulse rifles or auto rifles this season, or you can use some class stuff. I'm not going to go too far deep in the class rabbit hole for this tier list. This is kind of based around the average player. I would consider myself pretty much an average player. I have a few clears of a few raids, but other than that, I'm pretty average at this game. So with the overload hobgoblins, with the unstoppable taken centurions, it's a pretty difficult strike. In fact, I'm gonna actually give it a 4 out of 5 on difficulty. That's just I feel like that's an objective rating. This is pretty hard. I keep saying strike, I mean lost sector, but this is pretty hard. Um, Thankfully, it's not a long one. I accidentally loaded on legend instead of master. It was just I don't know why. I just auto brain clicked through, and on legend I cleared it in literally 5 minutes. So the reason it's so difficult is because of the modifiers and the champion types. It has nothing to do with the actual lost sector itself. If you took off attrition, this would be a 5 minute clear for everyone, even if you were kind of average like me. So for rewards, you're probably wondering what this H next to the name of the lost sector is. That's actually I'm just gonna make that for ease of use. I'm dropping the armor type that is dropping next to it. So rewards, we're looking at helmets today. Cenotaph is pretty much the only one worth going after, or Loralee if you don't have Loralee already in your Titan main. It's kind of mid. Helmets are always kind of mid. I don't really have anything to say other than that for the rewards. You guys know. I mean, if you don't have Cenotaph, hit it. It's going to take 10 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes out of your day. Just go after Cenotaph for a little bit. Like after 3 runs, you'll probably have it, but it's kind of mid. Everything to do with the rewards with helmets is mid. That's not necessarily the fault of the strike, but I did feel like it needed to be on there. So for rewards, we're giving it a 2. I accidentally typed 3. So RNG, this RNG factor is actually kind of the personal takeaway. I know that lost sectors have the same drop rate for every lost sector, right? But what we're looking at is whether or not, stupid things happen in this. For example, there's a taken centurion at the very beginning that if you are lined up incorrectly and you have no space over your head and he tries to do like the shield blast, it will just insta-kill you, which is kind of, I'm not saying that's RNG. You can play around that, but it's kind of RNG whether or not he just kills you immediately or doesn't. Additionally, we played it we got at least 5 clears. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. On Twitch, we got like 5 clears, and out of the 5, I only got 3 exotics. So that's not bad. I'm gonna give it actually a 3 out of 5 on RNG. It's getting docked. It would be 4 because 3 out of 5 is pretty good odds for getting the exotics, but it's getting docked for that Centurion thing. And there's a few other bits of RNG, like if the 2 hobgoblins that you have to fight whenever you enter the second room group up on top of each other, they kind of become a pain in the ass to stun. And that's just kind of because I feel like pulse rifle stun is kind of buggy sometimes. Like, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but it feels kind of buggy. So as far as fun goes, this is a fun one. You can get through it really quickly. So if you need these exotic helmets, you can get through it on all characters very quickly. Additionally, I do like the challenge that it provides with attrition. You have to play in a specific manner, which I think is always fun in Destiny. It's not always in Destiny. They do a good job of not making everything just load in, kill all the things, you're done. Sometimes they do add specific challenges, and the attrition is really fun. I like playing with it because it makes me play in a more intelligent manner. Most classes you can just get around it though. Like on my Warlock, when I was clearing it, I run a Sunbreakers Warlock build. I'll cover that in a later video, but I run a Sunbreakers Warlock build where I literally just, if I'm low health, I either eat a grenade, pop a healing ring, or Well of Radiance. But on the other subclasses, you do have to get a little bit crafty. Like on my Titan today, I was running what is it? I can't think of the name of the exotic. The one that whenever you throw your barrier down, you start regenning. That's a good way to get around attrition, but it's not the best because it does mean you're relying on your barrier for healing. The only problem with the fun, I am going to dock it 1 point, so it's getting a 4 out of 5. I'm docking it this 1 point because the last room is kind of frustrating. There's only 3 places to take cover, and if you kill all the ads right away, you literally get no heals from attrition. And I was running Sunshot, and I didn't really think it through all the way, but it just kills all the ads with attrition on. It makes it really hard to heal. So that's the only reason it's getting docked that fun point, because it's as fun as it is to have to play in a certain manner, it is less fun to be stuck without being able to even do that because the gun is so powerful. Kind of user error. I could have used something else, but I'm not going to load into a Lost Sector with Unstop and not bring a Sunshot. That'd be kind of goofy. So in total today, with Aphelion's Rest dropping helmets, we are getting, I believe that is 13 out of a total of 20. So that's not a bad score. That's going to put it firmly in the C tier. This is a tier list, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning. We're making a video about it eventually once we get through a good chunk of the Lost Sectors. So 13 out of 20 is not bad. The real docking points here were the RNG and the rewards. I mean, the difficulty, it's pretty hard, which in my opinion, the difficulty is a positive stat because I don't want to just load in no brain, get the exotic. I want it to be more difficult. So the rewards, just if it wasn't dropping helmets, if it was dropping like legs or arms, or I mean chests are okay, but if it was dropping legs or arms, this would be a really good one to grind out. But if you are still chasing that Cenotaph mask or the Laura Splendor helm, definitely load in and go after it. It's not a bad one to do. My total clear times were like 8 to 10 minutes. It's literally like a 10-minute thing and you're done. Real quick, guys, before the video ends, I did want to go over the class that I was using today in the video that you guys have been watching in the background. So I'm on a Bubble Titan. I'm running the Battle Scar with the Sunshot and the Avalanche. Avalanche Rewind Target, and obviously the Sunshot, and then Battle Scar Perpetual Motion Kinetic Tremors. The Kinetic Tremors perk, if you don't know what it does, after doing consecutive kinetic damage, it kind of like locks them into taking damage over time. I don't really know how to explain it other than that. You'll see it in the gameplay footage. You'll see some like enemies are taking damage at like, I think it's like a ticket like 4,700. It's pretty good. I thought it would be better. I actually had never tried it out before. I did think it would be better than it is. For armor, we're just running Crest of Alpha Lupi. I mean, it's a pretty solid chestplate, especially with attrition on. And then in the subclass, we're going Vortex, obviously Bubble, and the Towering Barricade over the Rally Barricade. I don't really like the Rally Barricade. Other than that, though, that should be everything. If the video in the background is not done yet, I would appreciate if you guys stick around and finish it out. If not, you can just drop a thumbs up and a subscribe. I'd really appreciate that as well. Again, today is December 31st, so everyone be safe tonight for the New Year's. I hope you guys enjoy it and don't get too wild. Other than that, I will be posting another video like this tomorrow, so please tune in to check that out. I appreciate all you guys do for me, and have a good one. Lost Sector ratings. If you want to see where this falls on the